just taking a step back and just sharing out loud what we believe mindfulness is, and this is the source which we have taken from Inner Space Counseling Center. I'll just share it out loud. I'll just read it out loud what mindfulness means to us. Mindfulness means paying attention in a particular way, on purpose, in the present moment, and non judgmentally. So, when we say that we are being mindful, we are paying attention to whatever is happening, just like how Meenakshi was talking. Even if you are suing something, even if you are like running, even if you're even if you're sitting together, how we can pay attention to whatever we are doing. Whatever we are doing with hands, we are just focusing on that. So paying attention to that on purpose and being in the present, being in that moment, and also not judging what we are doing. So at times we just go into that complex and criticism that I shouldn't be doing like this. The coloring should this color, I don't like this color, I need to change the color. So not doing something which is without judgment, just flowing it with it. And this is the present moment. Even if the color breaks, I know that I have to continue it. This is the present moment. If it breaks, I'll continue with that. So that is what we do with, that is what we mean by mindfulness. And these are some 5 pillars of mindfulness which we use usually. So one is wise attention, which we were talking about, just focusing, being attentive to what we are doing, having the present moment focus, being non-judgment to whatever we are doing. One thought comes into the mind and we are saying, I shouldn't be thinking about it. Why? The thought has come, acknowledge and move on. So that's the non-judgment. Equanimity, building equanimity, and also compassion to ourselves as well as others who are there with us. So these are the 5 pillars of mindfulness. I'll just take a pause if someone just wants to read it through. If you want to take a picture, you can do that. I'll just wait for 2 to 3 seconds. All right. So with that, I want to open up this space for 2 minutes to just hear or maybe just read some of the responses from the participants out. What are some of the things which we really pay attention to? So say for example, how can we able to pay attention to something which is happening, which is on purpose, which is in present moment focus and without judgment. So what are some of the things which we try doing and we do that we think that the thing which I am doing is in present moment. I am doing it with my all focus. What are some of the things which are coming to your mind? If you can just share it out loud. So say for example, if you are eating mindfully, so just sharing out loud that whenever I eat, I have in the back of the mind that I know what I'm eating, I'm focusing on my food. So any such activities which you think that you do with present moment, and you also do it with compassion for yourself. Painting, thank you so much for sharing that.
Reading,
thank you for unmuting and sharing. My work itself and also walking. Chatting.
discussing anything with my colleagues or my teachers.
Okay. This is like my imaginary window. When I say imaginary window, it's like once the window closes, that many responses I can take. So I'm just trying to see how many responses we can get. So they're like in the chat I can see there are like observation coming, there is cooking, there is drawing which is happening. I must have missed some of the responses because the chat is moving really fast here. Playing any games or sporting activities. Writing an article, cleaning. Okay, thank you. Decorating and singing, and there are a lot more coming into the chat box. Thank you so much for sharing. And I think what we are trying to do is just being mindful of what we are doing, right? So thank you so much for sharing. And these are some of the experiences which we have. We know that in that moment we are in there, we are focusing on the task which we are doing. Thank you so much. And that is the task which we have to do with the students also. Try letting them know what activities actually excites them, and they have their full attention to. So say for example, I'll just share an example from my fourth grade. As I was doing an art activity with the student, that activity completely, like, the student shared that I don't like doing art, and that, as I was like first year facilitator there, I at once I was like, no, no, you have to do it. But then more so, what was important that he shared at the end that, Didi, when I do art activity, I don't feel good. I cannot focus. But when I write, or maybe when I just make shapes in the book, I feel really nice and I can do it. So I think just changing the modality and also just identifying some of these things for our students will also um, help us know our students better. So if it requires a change of the modality, let's do it. And once I changed it, the student was there into the classroom. Also understanding that children have limited attention span. Yeah, so someone in the chat is sharing that, also understanding that children might have limited attention span, and how we can respond to that in that particular moment.